All right, class, welcome to this quick lesson on artificial intelligence. I'm sure this is something you guys are familiar with. If you're like me, you use AI all the time, whether it's Google Gemini, or maybe you're going to School AI for an assignment, or maybe you're using ChatGPT to do something. We're going to talk a little bit today about what AI is really good at, what it struggles with, and how to use it ethically, because that's an important thing as AI is an emerging technology, that we understand how to use it the right way. Now, as a quick little preface, I do have to indicate that in a year, this might be inaccurate because the AI is changing so rapidly that, what it's good at and what it's bad at might be completely different a year from now. It's getting better every day. And so you got to keep up with it. But for now, this will suffice. Okay. So let's start out with what AI does well. First off, it's very good at pattern recognition. And this is typically done in large data sets. So for example, you might ask it to write like how to debug some code. Now it's going to be able to do that very well because AI can understand the patterns of whatever type of language you're looking for, and knows how to keep those rules because it's just essentially a pattern, which is really awesome. It can give you answers incredibly fast, right? Almost instantly. Give me an image about this. Boom, it's right there. You don't have to take the time to draw it. It's already done. Generate a summary of this thing. You don't have to read the whole thing. It will give it to you in just like a couple paragraphs. And it does it almost immediately because it's going at light speed. And so that's really awesome. It is good at language generation, meaning like write me an email or create or write a paper. I'm sure some of you have done that, right? Write me a paper that answers these things so I can turn it in for my English assignment. It's good at those things. It can create images and do deep fakes pretty well, audio and image creation. Now, they're not always good, but it can do it, right? And it can do it pretty quickly. And then it can also do repetitive and data-heavy tasks very quickly. Just recently, the University of Utah came out with an AI that can identify and diagnose different diseases based off of images. And it can do it very, very quick because it's looked at like millions of images. They trained it on a bajillion different images, and then it can now, with an insane amount of accuracy, because it's the same pattern over and over and over again, right? Pattern recognition, it's very good with. Now, what about some things that it struggles with, okay? One big thing is AI doesn't know anything. It just is going and learning based off of patterns. And if a pattern is incorrectly given, a lot of times AI is going to learn something incorrectly. Okay. And you may have experienced this where you ask AI to do something and it gives the wrong answer and you're like, that's not right. I know that's not right. That's because AI has been trained wrong. You can also kind of trick AI into things. For example, I've had AI write reviews about stuff that doesn't exist, and it will go and it'll pretend like it knows what it's talking about, and it will sound very confident. So it will give the wrong answer very confidently, right? And that's not good, especially if we're relying on that information. It has no morals or values. So it doesn't care about stealing information. It doesn't know if it's ethical or appropriate. It's just doing what you ask it to. It has no way to think about that. And there's some developers for AI who have tried to train that into their models. But for the most part, AI just does what you ask it to, whether it's a good or a bad thing. And because it's based on those patterns, it can be trained on, or it can reflect like harmful stereotypes or misinformation. Because if there's enough of that out there, it will be trained on that, and it will perpetuate that. And then finally, it's not great with nuance or creativity beyond what's been trained on. So AI doesn't create anything new, actually. It's just based off of what it already has seen and just takes those things and mashes them together. So yeah, technically the image is like one that's never been seen before, but it's just grabbed stuff from other images and it's kind of stolen from those things to generate what it was looking for. And so those are some struggles. Now, talking about responsible use, make sure you're using AI as a starting point and not an end point, because again, it needs refining. It needs a human touch. Okay. It's great for drafts, brainstorming, debugging, but we as humans should be doing the work initially. Always make sure you double check the output, because you don't know if it's going to be real or not. You don't know if it's going to be what you're looking for, or if there's going to be fake stuff in there. You just don't know. Do not over rely on chat or on AI, ChatGPT or otherwise, because you're not learning anything from that, right? When we just go, hey AI, do this for me, and then we copy and paste it and we're on our way, we got nothing out of that. And in most contexts, we're here to get something out of what we're doing, right? We want to get smarter. We want to get better skilled, whatever it is. Especially when it comes with programming, you want to learn how to program, or you want to become a computer scientist. So you can't rely on it all the time, because it's not that it won't be there all the time. It's that you are learning nothing if you utilize AI that way. Make sure that you're transparent if you use AI. Credit the AI that you're using, right? And then finally, think critically. Ask, is this helping me learn, or is it doing the thinking for me, right? And you don't want to be in the latter group where you're just copying your assignment or whatever you're doing, your prompt, and just slapping it in AI and calling it good. Because you're not going to learn anything. You're not getting any better. So AI is an incredibly powerful tool, and it's silly for us to think that you're not going to use it in your daily life, because I honestly think AI is only going to become more prolific. It's going to be all over the place. You guys are going to interact with it in your jobs and in your careers. You need to know how to use it, but you need to know how to use it appropriately and understand where it's good and where it's not so great, where it lacks in its ability. And so now you have the opportunity to talk with an AI, and you're going to chat with School AI about the same topic and ask it your specific questions and see how well it does at answering those, and then reflect on that. So good luck.